Hello Grand Archive players, let's answer a rules question. How does Astarte Celestial Dawn work? Astarte's static effect reads, if an object would enter the field under an opponent's controls from anywhere except the effect stack, banish it face down instead. Today we're going to focus on the first half of this ability, that is, what counts as an object entering from outside the effect stack. For a discussion on what it means for a card to be face down in banishment, check out my video on Orb of Sealing. So what comes from the effect stack? Essentially, any card that is materialized or activated will come from the effect stack. So for example, even though Beseech the Winds can materialize an object from the material deck when it's not the normal time when materializations happen, it's still a materialization, so Astarte is okay with that. Quicksilver Grail also banishes itself to play a card, even though it's being played from the banishment and not the material deck as normal. Alternate activations of cards like Mercenary's Blade, Shadow's Claw, and Gaia's Blessing are okay, even though the method of playing them is a bit different. They're still activations that use the stack. Transforming a card doesn't cause it to enter the field unless otherwise specified, so those aren't stopped. And although leveling up to a new champion card using Dungeon Guide is a trigger that uses the stack, the champion card itself wasn't materialized and didn't use the stack. However, Astarte doesn't stop this, since the champion isn't a new object, it's a card entering an existing lineage. Some generated cards aren't stopped by Astarte either. Polaris Twinkling Cauldron generates Cosmic Bolt cards into the deck, not the field. And Diana Duststalker and Gloamspire Prowler generate Creeping Torment cards, but they enter a lineage and aren't objects on the field. Likewise, although Shade Curse Hunter's on death trigger causes it to enter play from a graveyard, it isn't entering as an object. Alright, so what can Astarte stop? For one thing, any object that isn't a card, since only cards can use the effect stack. Summoning any token objects puts them directly onto the field. They will attempt to enter the field but be banished and cease to exist in banishment. So any herbs, power cells, ally tokens, or most of anything Tenoris is doing will be stopped. Any attempts to put non-token objects directly onto the field will also be banished face down instead. For just a few examples, Incarnate Majesty, Spirit Blade and Soul, Hymn of Gaia's Grace, Slime King, Goja, Chosen Disciple, and Advent of the Shenju. Other examples, cards like Mistbound Cutthroat and Relentless Hexchaser have effects that allow them to enter directly from the graveyard. Cards like Slick Torrent Rider and Suzaku, Vermilion Phoenix, also attempt to put themselves from banishment straight onto the field. Lastly, in case you haven't guessed, opponents' cards that were displaced or suppressed will be attempting to enter from banishment, and will be stopped by Astarte, no matter which player controlled that effect. As you can see, Astarte can be a potent tech card against specific strategies. And that's all for this video. Thanks for watching.